Those are all brand new foreclosures that just came in. I just got almost 900. Irving, I hope I'm saying that right. You can see Dallas Fort Worth Airport is all up there. Dallas, downtown Dallas is here. Up at the very top, there is Denton. So this is in between Denton, the airport, and Dallas, for those of you who know that area. 900. It's going to take me probably a couple weeks to get that done, because I also have to take care of my territory, and my territory is getting smashed daily too. But there's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to be done. It's a lot of people, sadly, that are falling behind. And it's going to be pretty quick work, though, because see how they're all bunched up? I'm going to be like ping, 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 all over the place hitting them. But a lot of you ask how the other markets are doing. Some of them are doing worse. I thought my market was bad. That's 900. Yeah.
Sadly, you had a lot of individuals flock to Texas, whether it was from California or other states, because of the lower cost of living. We've seen this for some years now. Now we're at a point where Texas has been extremely overbuilt. There's more supply than there is demand. There was a lot of promises made by Elon Musk to move his headquarters there, and that has yet to happen. And now you couple that with the job losses. We hear about UPS, from Microsoft, and other various big companies that are laying people off, and you get a situation like this where you have over 900 foreclosures.
The US housing market is definitely an interesting one. We're still seeing some markets where inventory is super low and multiple offers are still happening, while in other markets, inventory is starting to pile up and price reductions are starting to happen more and more. Over the next couple of days, I'm going to share with you stories around real home buyers and what they're seeing in these markets. So today we have a first-time home buyer who is in process of buying their first home. Everything went pretty smooth. They offered $375,000 on a $399,000 house. So basically a $24,000 discount. And they were super excited. They got through underwriting, they had minimal issues, and then they got to the appraisal. Well, when they got that appraisal back, it came back at $293,000 off of the initial list price was $399. So the
Seller was asking for 399. Appraisal came back $100,000 less than what the seller was asking for. Even though they put an offer in for 375 and it was accepted, that's still close to. I mean, it's still over about $75,000 in difference. If I was the buyer of this home, I would immediately be walking away. I mean, I could maybe see an appraisal that was maybe came back, at 380, 390, a little bit higher, but I mean a 75, I mean $100,000 dollar difference from the asking price and actual appraisal. They need to run.
is taking a loss of over $100,000 because of an appraisal on this house. And of course, the seller is absolutely shocked, and they want the buyers to come up with that extra $75,000 to cover the cost of the house, which they think it's worth. But these buyers, they're not going to budge. They feel like they only want to pay for what the house is actually worth. They're in a small town in Texas, and homes have been sitting on the market for a really long time. So they understand that things are starting to slow down, and they absolutely don't want to overpay for a house. Now, the seller went and found these buyers on Facebook.
And they are absolutely correct. I mean, imagine buying a house, signing the paperwork, and you're literally with the stroke of a pen down $100,000. Again, the seller should definitely have to make up that difference. As we can see in the previous clip, there's tons of inventory out there. It's ton of supply, and it cannot. There's not enough demand. So these houses are sitting on the market.
They started and then they found their phone number. They started messaging them and texting them and trying to negotiate outside without their real estate agents. And the buyers understand, the seller's in shock, but they simply don't want to overpay for a house. So they terminated the contract with the seller, and they're back to square one looking for their next home. So what would you do in this situation? Would you work with the seller? Do you think that the appraisal came in too low? Or would you do the same thing, terminate your contract and move on?
They did the right thing. Again, if the buyer of the home is not willing to make up that difference, I mean, they really have no choice. I mean, if you're talking about logically, other than walk away and find something else. Again, if the appraisal is coming in at over $100,000 difference from the asking and the actual appraisal, it just doesn't make any financial sense, and you're literally shooting yourself in the foot. If they was to try to maybe resell this home, I mean, 5 years later down the line, they could be in bad shape.
Here's Joe from Georgia. So it does appear that the state of Texas is getting ready to have a housing crisis, and it's a housing crisis where there's too many homes on the market. And what it's doing is it's going to be driving down the prices of those homes. And also the people who were coming to Texas in droves, they were growing quicker than ever. Well, that trend has stopped. People aren't moving to Texas the way they were. Texas and Florida has a lot in common right now with the number of homes that are on the market and the number of buyers who aren't there anymore because they're not moving to those states. And it's happening right now. So the folks who came in the last few years and paid exorbitant prices for homes in Texas are now losing their value, and they're having a problem selling those homes with an oversupply of inventory on the market. So Texas, welcome to the party of you and Florida. It's going to be very interesting to see how it all works out in the housing market.
This is a common theme that we've seen since the pandemic, not just with real estate, but we've seen it in the car market as well. People bought cars at the top. Supply was limited, and there was a lot of demand. So dealers and homeowners were able to charge exorbitant amounts of money. Now things have slowed down come 2025, and people that had brought a few years ago, whether it's a car or a house, they're trying to get out, and they find themselves in a situation where they're in the hole, negative equity.
I went to go see the viral sensation tiny homes that are in San Antonio, Texas. Now, I've always wanted a tiny home. I'm actually thinking about buying this one. So I am a millennial, so I feel like I've always wanted something more compact and very affordable. Now, in this market, there's not much affordable, so this is really up my alley. Let me go upstairs because I feel like the upstairs was a lot more spacious, a lot more homey to me. So I feel like I would put my room up here. I think it's really cute, but I really like the outside. It's super big and super spacious.
There's nothing spacious about that home. What they don't mention is those houses that's shown in that clip are going from 135,000 to 150,000. This is tiny homes are one of the biggest finesses out there. I don't know who thought of this idea, who marketed it, but it's absolutely genius that you have people paying $150,000 for a tiny home when just, I mean, you got to think about it, just maybe 7, 8 years ago, you can get a whole 3, 4 bedrooms for that same $150,000, depending upon a location, especially in Texas. It's insane to spend $150,000 for a third of a home.
Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on in Texas? I'll tell you what's going on in Texas. I've been telling you for 2 years what's going on in Texas. And yeah, it's facing a huge market correction because there is over 125,000 homes for sale in Texas right now. Inventory is absolutely soaring. And you know the people that were pouring into Texas? Yeah, they're not doing that anymore.
Again, things are slowing down in Texas. You don't have as many people moving there. It's overbuilt. And now the people who are trying to sell their homes, they're in a situation where they're in the negative. So they're trying to get top dollar. They're trying to get $400,000 for houses that are worth 290, 300. I mean, no one is trying to lose $100,000 plus in $100,000 plus in dollars. So what you have here, what you're having here is an oversupply in the market. Couple that with high insurance costs, whether it's or a homeowner's insurance and car insurance. Texas leads the nation, and you have a situation where, I mean, many buyers are just going to really honestly probably just have to stay in their homes, and hopefully the market improves in a few years. But let me know what you think in the comments below about the oversaturation of the homes in Texas. I look forward to hearing from you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.